Hello, this video will discuss about combustion or combust planets in Vedic astrology. Now, what does combust mean in Vedic astrology? It just means when a planet comes very close to the sun, and because of the power of the energy of sun, this planet loses its own power. And when it loses its power, then it becomes afflicted and hence unable to give good results related to that particular planet. And as a matter of fact, it starts to give bad results once it's combust or afflicted. Now, this principle of combustion on planets applies to the seven planets, which is Jupiter, Saturn. As a matter of fact, no, it applies to six planets because Sun is the planet which is causing this effect. So the planets are Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, Moon, Venus, and Mars. So these are the planets which become combust when they come under the influence of the sun. This principle of combustion does not apply to the planets Rahu and Ketu because these are extremely powerful planets, although they are shadow planets, but they are so powerful that they cannot be affected by sun's rays. And when we talk sun, we are talking about the planet Surya. So only six planets get combust. And as per the ancient scriptures, there are certain conditions on when a planet gets combust and loses its power and gets afflicted and therefore starts to give bad effects. And those principles are that Mars, when it comes within 17 degrees of sun, it becomes combust. As we know that one zodiac sign compromises of 30 degrees and the 12 zodiac signs together comprise of 360 degrees. So for example, if Mars is sitting in the same zodiac sign as Sun and it is sitting within 17 degrees distance from the sun, then it becomes combust. Again, meaning which it loses its power because of the high energy of sun and therefore starts to give bad results because it gets extremely afflicted or combust. Now, if Mars gets combust within 17 degrees of sun, it necessarily does not have to be 17 degrees in the same zodiac sign. It could be sitting in another zodiac sign and still be close enough to the planet Sun and be within that 17 degrees to cause combustion to Mars. Similarly, it is mentioned in the ancient scriptures that in case Mercury comes within 12 degrees of Sun while being retrograde and 14 degrees within the distance from Sun in its direct motion, As we have discussed earlier, that a planet can have a retrograde motion or a direct motion, and retrograde meaning that it appears to be moving backwards. Because of the continuous motion of planets, Mercury is not going to go backwards. However, from Earth it may appear to go backwards. Therefore, it becomes retrograde. And in case it does not appear to go backwards and it appears to go in its normal direction where it's going direct, which actually it is going direct, then in Vedic astrology it is considered direct. So the condition here again, as per the ancient scriptures, is, we already discussed about Mars, that it has to be within 17 degrees of Sun to become combust. Similarly, Mercury has to be within 12 degrees to become combust while it is in its retrograde motion, and 14 degrees to become combust while it is in its direct motion. Similarly, Jupiter gets combust when it comes within 11 degrees from the Sun. Also, Venus gets combust when it is 8 degrees from the Sun, and Saturn gets combust when it is 15 degrees from the Sun. So these are very important principles we have to remember. The degrees, if Mars and Sun are in the same zodiac sign or a different zodiac, even a different zodiac sign, and it is beyond, the distance between them is beyond 17 degrees, then there is no problem. Mars will not be affected by Sun's energy. Similarly, we have the number of degrees mentioned for Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. And it does not get, these planets do not get combust in case the degrees which we just discussed are more than what has been mentioned in the ancient scriptures. So this was a very important topic, because as you start to do readings and you have started to understand the planets and their effects based on their positioning in the Vedic chart, the first thing you see is, well, are these planets combust? Do they have the power to give their positive energies? So this describes what a combust planet is and what are the conditions where a planet becomes combust. And we will be discussing about another topic in our next video. Thank you.